Greetings everybody, this is Kind Pepper, and today I am excited to be reviewing Ghost Recon, one of the most innovative tactical shooters of all time, and despite it aging, it still holds up so well. I can't wait to talk about everything. Let's not waste time. This is... we're reviewing Future Soldier. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier is a generic third-person tactical shooter released in 2012 and takes place in 2024. It received relatively decent praise for its more grounded mechanics, role building, and tactics compared to its competition at the time. However, after playing this game with an open mind, I find myself to be rather unimpressed in certain areas. Ubisoft has only gotten the open-world tactical gameplay experience right once. I've played most of the Ghost Recon games. The ones I haven't played, I'm not really interested in so far. As far as I'm concerned, there is only one good Ghost Recon game. But we're not reviewing that game. We're talking about Future Soldier. So why does a game like Future Soldier, which does have a lot of great ideas, leave me feeling so unimpressed and even frustrated? Well, speed into a corner, line up your shot, and cloak into the background. This is Ghost Recon Future Soldier. The game starts with a prologue starting in Nicaragua. You watch a convoy of weapon smugglers driving until they are ambushed. But by who? Us, of course, the Ghost. No, not that Ghost, nor them. There you go, these guys. They quickly swoop down and neutralize the remaining stragglers, and you find your target. However, all is not what it seems. The warhead you were tracking was actually a trap. It goes off, killing all of the ghosts in the area, setting in motion the game's events.
Joe, talk to me. Scramble the recovery team. I've got men down in the field. My whole team's down.
Alright, Future Soldier, you got my attention. This is a really promising opening. Please, keep this up. Your Ghost Squad meets the man himself, Scott Mitchell, who lets the Ghost in on the mission. Once brief, you learn that you're going to Bolivia to find the whistleblower named Gabriel Piaz. You need to snag him before he's either captured or killed. And I really like the mission briefing. It reminds me a lot of the old games. You can then set up your loadout and start the mission.
Overlord, this is Hunter. We're at the rendezvous, but no sign of the package. Messy. House is ransacked. Piaz must have bugged out.
Yeah, a weird thing that this game did while recording was it didn't capture the radio conversation, so some parts of this game is completely mute. I really don't know why OBS did not pick up the audio, but I do apologize for it, and I'll try to edit in the audio where I can. Anyways, you get to see your super cool Ghost Squad do super cool things, and you get to take control and start commanding your squad. Wait, what? You don't get to play as Ghost Lead? Seriously? You don't even get to command your squad. You're just a soldier going along with the flow, being told what to do like it's fucking... What? You know what? Never mind, forget it. You walk through a narrow alleyway as Ubisoft holds your hand, treating you like a moron. Thanks, Ubisoft. I played games before. I know how to shoot. Continuing further, you find Gabriel and start a fight with the cartel. Once that's done, the pilot decides to just fly his helicopter into very hostile land. I don't care if we just won the fight, let's secure the area first. And, of course, an RPG shoots at it. Idiot. Gabriel runs off, and you have to find him before he gets himself killed. Now, Future Soldier implements a movement mechanic that thankfully no other Ghost Recon game ever tried to implement before. It's trying to be like, for lack of a better explanation, Gears of War type movement with select cover and restrictive running. Now, I have not played Gears of War, so I could be very wrong. This is just an observation, so if it's nothing like Gears of War, please correct me if I am wrong. Now, I'm sure it works fine in Gears of War, but in Ghost Recon, it's very jarring and does not belong in this series at all. Now, I never played the console versions of Advanced Warfighter 1 and 2, but for what I can see, it looks like it has better cover controls. And I'd much rather have Advanced Warfighter or Wildlands cover system over Future Soldiers any day of the week. And running is terrible. For some reason, if you run, you can just barely turn. It's so weird. It's like I'm driving a car with the worst handling possible. But back to the game. Eventually you find Gabriel and drag him out through a impossible to survive scenario. Like, seriously, the entire country is trying to kill you, but through sheer plot armor, you make it out alive. Yay. On our main ship, we get a cutscene showing off our main cast just being guys. We get to see our new gadget and invisibility suit. Now, as a kid, I never wanted to play this game because of the setting. I hated futuristic stuff and thought it was unrealistic, and it didn't belong in Ghost Recon. Of course, my opinion has not changed at all, and this is unrealistic trash, and I actually don't have a problem with it. I'm trying to go into this game with more of an open mind, and I actually think they did a really good job with the cloaking suit. It feels more grounded, and they have an in-game explanation for why you have to move slowly. That doesn't mean it's perfect. I have issues with it, but we'll get to that when we get to it. PS spills the beans on a warlord in Zambia, Africa named Didi Makaba. The mission starts off very grimly, showing off militia's brutal war crimes. I gotta say, again, this is a good opening. The brutality feels realistic to an unnerving degree, and you feel like you have to rush in and save the innocents' lives from these monsters. In the mission, you're given the ability to sync shot. It's a useful tool that shows up in later Ghost Recon games, and soon enough, you get into a truck and drive into a refugee camp where you find Makaba, and then you slowly follow him and wait for him to call his buddy. In English for some reason, which now that I think about it, it doesn't make any sense. There is no native English speaking villains in this game. They're all Russians, or at the very least Spanish speaking or Portuguese speaking. So it makes no sense why he does that. Oh yeah, right. It's so the plot can get going, right. He speaks of a shipment plane inbound, and once you get that information, you ice Makaba and rush to a cargo plane. At first it seems like it's too late, but you destroy the engine and take it right out of the sky. However, because the world seems to hate you, a sandstorm is rolling in. Now you get these super cool goggles that personally give me more of a headache than the sand does. I don't like using them. Now, I see no point in sneaking around in a sandstorm when we have such a technological advantage. So let's just quickly knock their heads off and get going. Guys, what are you doing? Guys! Oh yeah, I forgot this game was developed by Ubisoft. If you don't play exactly how they want you to, the game breaks. Seriously, there is no contact around, and the AI broke just because I went too fast. Okay, same thing as before, but this time we're going to go through the sandstorm tactically, aka dumbed down and slow, which what Ubisoft thinks is tactical. You clear the crash zone only for more militiamen to keep showing up. Cool, a little defense segment. At least it makes more sense than the plot armor of before. Once you last long enough, the KRF repels the attackers, completing your objective. We are now returning to our ship. However,
Didn't even touch down and we already got a job.
alright, we don't even get time to relax. We're immediately thrown another job. We are heading towards Nigeria, and the local area is being destabilized, and our CIA contractor went dark, and we are sent in to find out why. This mission has a challenge in it. In fact, all of the missions do. But this one I wanted to do because I can get a 30-round magazine for my M17. No, not that one, this one. Anyways, we start with our new gadget, a drone in which we can use to mark visible enemies or get help with our sync shots. We see the local militia committing some war crimes, and that's a big no-no. So we gotta go in and stop them. We stack up at the door with a special slow motion breaching animation. Yeah, that's really original. We go in and kill everyone in the room. Oh, oops. We go in and kill all the bad guys, leaving one to be interrogated. We learn our agent is in a shipping container and we rush off to find him. And of course, we sync shot, sneak into cover, and fight our way cover to cover down a linear path like before. Once we clear the base, we find our agent. However, we are spotted and have to fight our way out. Didn't we do this like a mission ago? This militia has a helicopter flying around, and of course he's the worst conceivable pilot, who cannot kill like 5 guys down a narrow exit. We fend off the militia, and it turns out we have a Predator missile online. And now, oh my god, I thought the running was bad. This missile sucks to control. Though it does seem to always hit its target, so whatever. Once you kill everything but yourself, you move on to the next segment where the agent tells us that he has some dirt on the bad guys. Once we get the agent out of our face, which should really give away our position, I totally didn't waste any time going through this part of the game. Look, the challenge said don't get spotted at the enemy outpost. It's not clear when or where it is. Also, Jesus, I kept killing these guys stealthily, and then a helicopter would just come and drop more guys. 3 missions in, and I already know that this game doesn't want you to think. It just wants you to play it exactly the way it was designed to be. There is no mission freedom at all. However, I finally reached the actual outpost and actually complete my challenge, killing all of the enemies and grabbing my files and exiting without raising the alarm. Though I'm not sure how this helicopter doesn't see a bunch of the guys just dying out of nowhere. I will say the ending of the mission reminds me a lot of Ghost Recon Island Thunder, has the same kind of vibe, the helicopters and whatnot. Even though I have no clue how this clearly American helicopter can pick us up without getting shot down by the clearly Russian chopper. Anyways, we finally get to have dinner on the ship until, well, this happens.
Hey, there's a line here. Guess the Army's not real big on manners, huh?
Maybe you want to teach me some, kid.
Whoa. Excuse us. We're a little off this morning. We haven't slept in 72 hours. Just got back from a village full of dead kids. Our mistake.
Okay, I didn't see any dead kids, so what are you on about? Though I don't doubt that you haven't slept. I believe that.
Come on, fucker. Don't sweat him. Stay calm.
I'll save you a seat, Jarhead.
Okay, dude, relax. I get what the game is trying to say, that the job is getting to them and causing them to lash out and become bitter, but hey, you know what? Maybe that leads up to something. Maybe 30K becomes jaded or becomes a rogue. That could be very interesting. How work changes a man to become dissatisfied with the work that he's doing, and he becomes a rogue operator to try to fix the world his way. Unclear if he's a villain or a hero. Hey, you know what, that's kind of a cool idea. Well, you know, let's see if the game does that. Back to the mission. We are told that we have a mysterious important guy in Pakistan, so blah blah blah, go get his ass. We go into probably one of my favorite looking maps. I'm sorry, I'm just a real sucker for awesome Middle Eastern looking towns and cities. I think they're really cool. Again, we start doing the basic 20-minute mission, sync shot the enemies without raising alarms, spy on a guy on the phone, do your cool breaching animation that slows the time down, and capture some dude to take his phone for info. We are then told that we know where the person is and we have to rush in to go find them. And we have to avoid fighting the Pakistan army, which, looking back at the footage, it seems we're only fighting the militia. But, whatever. We go cover to cover around cars and push further until we find the vehicle we are looking for. But all isn't as it seems.
We're clear.
Damn it! Target split!
Overlord, Hunter, you got a read on the HVT?
That a cell?
Bomb, get clear, get clear! Hunter, this is Overlord. Do you copy? Hunter, this is Overlord. Do you copy? Come in, Hunter.
However, our team has plot armor, so we make it out okay. We get picked up by the chopper and quickly learn the identity of our weapon smuggler, named Keta Progova. We chase her down on a on-rails turret section. Are you fucking kidding me? This was done to death back in 2012, and it makes the game feel more dated and unoriginal. Anyways, we find the Russian broad and flip her car over, which then turns into a defense section. Yay. Oh my fucking god, we did this a mission ago. We can't do anything original? 4 missions in, we're already repeating the last thing we did? Whatever, we hold off the unit and we exfil, and the mission ends. Cool. We now go into Russia to find out what's going on. We get this cool walking artillery robot, and then we walk through the snow, going cover to cover, killing bad guys. Look, if I go through every mission like this, we'll be here forever. Let's just skip to the mildly interesting parts. We push through and blow shit up and find an old working Soviet sub. This unsettles our guys, who feel compelled to go deeper into this rabbit hole before the base locks down. Once out, we fight a Hind, win, and then find a still active missile storage, in which we set charges, blow it sky high, and once done, we exfil. We get a neat cutscene of some soldiers telling a story where a sniper shot a pilot out of his cockpit. However, the ghosts recall this story very differently.
You know, if I remember right, that one shot,
Insane.
that was with an RPG.
Yeah.
You gonna tell them how it really went down?
Nah. Their version's better.
Alright, that's a nice cutscene. I like that. We find out who the enemy faction is. The Raven Rock, a rogue Russian ultra-nationalist. We've seen this before. How many times is it going to be a rogue Russian ultra-nationalist we have to fight? We can't have anything original. It can't even just be the government. It has to be some rogue or ultranationalist. We can't have the Russians be the bad guys, because that would be unrealistic. Am I right? Ugh, fucking, this game is driving me insane. Well, yeah, okay, how does the mission go? Well, we sink shot some guys, kill them until we are allowed to go loud. When we fight cover to cover, find or do something important, go on rails turret section where we defend an area against the enemies and a BTR in which we use a missile to destroy it again. And we leave. Wash, rinse, repeat. Alright, now we see a terrorist attack where a missile hits a tower. No comment. The glass rains down onto the civilians, killing a lot of them. So now we need to find our guys, sink shot, go cover to cover until we get to the defense section. And oh my god, this is getting so predictable. Was it going to get shot down because it's lingering around so long? I could just fucking predict half this game. The only thing that's slightly more interesting is the enemy also has cloaking devices, but they still fight like regular infantry. However, our super cool and original defense segment ends with a loss where we have to jump into the river to escape our new dangerous foes. We then learn that something is going on in Moscow, some kind of coup. This game takes place in 2024, so it's only a year off of this prediction. Don't worry, Ghost Recon 1 is way scarier with its predictions. Sometimes. Anyways, same shit, different mission. You infiltrate a ship on the ice, go cover to cover, sink shot, and if you play too fast, the AI will get stuck and the whole map will break. Again. But, towards the middle, there's a defense section, and, well, this happens. Oh, wow! Come on. You're not even trying to hide what you're stealing from. You seriously rather throw away all of your identity, everything Ghost Recon is supposed to be, so you can blatantly copy and try to act like you are Call of... We'll get to that when we get to it. You then get to an on-rails turret section, and then you leave. Cool. Next mission, you find out about a rogue unit called Bodak, help some resistance fighters against a coup, and then defend yourself, use a hard-to-control missile, and leave. You know, same shit. God, all of these missions are feeling the same to me. I'm getting really sick of this game. Could we do something to spice this up? Well, yeah, actually. Despite having an intro cinematic that made me think we're going to fight in space, the fuck? Apparently we're playing God Ghost. We instead infiltrate a high-security prison on our own. Unlike Sam Fisher up in here. But, you know, more linear and less memorable. You're not really exploring the base and searching, you're more like going from point A to point B. Eventually you're allowed to go loud and as you plant bombs and homing beacons for an airstrike. You then find the guy you're looking for, again, as usual. But you actually get a really cool scene where you get to walk through the destroyed base, seeing soldiers scattered and trying to help the dying men as they're too scared and busy to notice you. This is a really cool part, as it's not a cinematic cutscene, but an actual gameplay moment. You're actually playing as this happens. It's a lot like that scene in Spec Ops: The Line or Modern Warfare. But then the coolness wears off. Yeah, instead of, say, ending with you stealthily sticking out or doing something different or unique, it's just a defense section. As usual, and you exfil away. You're then in Moscow where the coup is taking place. You get a cutscene with Ghostly talking to his kid.
Hey, buddy. It's Dad. It's Daddy. Happy birthday.
Aw, I hope he gets to see him. Hope nothing bad happens. There are Russians and tanks all over the streets. Speaking of the tank, I hate sneaking around it. Like, how do you see me so quickly? It's a tank! Anyways, you go on the rooftop and you get to do something kind of different. You counterattack snipers on the rooftops. Now that's pretty neat, but besides that, it's rather generic. You fight in the towers, you fight in the streets, until you reach your objective. So what now? Grab a guy, drag him to safely, another defense segment? No. You find the coup general and kill him. Oh, you mean in the second to last mission we finally get to assassinate somebody? Oh well. And of course the newsfeed has no clue what's going on, and yeah, that seems about right. And this leads to the Ghost Squad getting a little annoyed as the Marines mock them for the fact that the quote-unquote rioters did all the shooting.
Locals did all the shooting my ass.
Business as usual.
Dude, relax. You signed up to be covert. The coup failed, and now the remaining ultranationalists are on the run, but we are after them, and this time it's more personal, as you're getting revenge to the people who are directly responsible for the deaths of those soldiers at the beginning of the game. You track them all down, killing each and every one of them, until you reach a train station where the mastermind behind the attack and coup is leaving on a train. You shoot him off, critically wounding him. Your men walk over to finish the job, but it seems the top brass has a very different plan.
You have your orders. You have to take me
Our
in.
orders were not to touch you.
No! Come back! You can't keep me here! No!
Okay, that's pretty badass. Let's see the epilogue and find out what happens to our main characters for disobeying orders. I bet they wrote a pretty good scene. How are you going to explain that to Scott Mitchell? Oh, what? That's the end credits? Any after credit scenes? What? No after credit scenes? Oh, I gotta look that up. I'm gonna find that on YouTube. Yeah, no epilogue. Oh well. Come on! We don't get to see if Ghostly gets to go back to his kid. We don't get to see if Scott reacts. We don't get to see any consequences. We don't even get to see 30K get any development. The game just ends there. We know nothing. Jesus Christ is supposed to be the closure of the game. Okay, fine. The main villain is dead. But what about us? What do we get out of this? What happens to the main squad? What is their story after the game? Do they get to have a beer at the end at least? Are they stuck in Russia? Are they fired? Are they discriminated against? What happens? It's so stupid, and why did I even care? Jesus. Ghost Recon Future Soldier, for me at least, is a very disappointing game. I was playing it with an open mind, but there's always something this game is doing that bothers me or just feels out of place.
Ha ha ha. You cannot stop me unless the game goes into slow motion for some reason, and I become easy to shoot.
Oh no!
The fact that it is so damn linear, and you're not even the squad leader, is already a big downgrade for me. And it's just so damn repetitive. I swear, you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, just on new maps, which I can't even say about the original game. You're making yourself look bad, Ubisoft. This is not Call of Duty. This is not Battlefield. This is Ghost Recon. You're supposed to be more than brainless fluff, not become it. And I can't decide what I'm parroting. You were a tactical shooter, one of the best. But apparently you're not good at being the best anymore. You're not even good at being generic either. Look, I know I'm being really mean to this game. You might even say I'm not even giving it a fair chance, but I'm mean to it because I love the original Ghost Recon. And yeah, I like some parts of this game, but this is not a Ghost Recon game. It's a third-person Call of Duty ripoff. It plays on tropes and cliches that we've seen before and fails to be an immersive tactical shooter. Black Ops 2 came out the same year and is way more open and immersive and such a far better written game than Future Soldier. The worst part about Ghost Recon, hell, maybe even Ubisoft games nowadays, is that they're always gutting them and changing them to compete with something, instead of just letting it be Ghost Recon. Thank you all so much for watching my review on Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I'm gonna be honest, this one was kinda hard to get through. I didn't really enjoy the game, and writing the review was kinda hard because the game was so bland and repetitive. It was getting challenging to express that without just repeating myself. I'm happy to be getting this over with so I can talk about, well, the only good Ghost Recon game. Make sure to stay tuned. What did you all think about Ghost Recon Future Soldier? Did you dislike it as much as I did, or do you think it's a good game? Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and at ease.